But this is not a video about what may or may not be watching me from the tree line up here, and which may or may not be creeping down through the meadow to get a closer look. This is about the perfect temperature in which to split green firewood. This is a tutorial. Potentially. Okay, so temperatures have not been above freezing where I am here in Central Virginia for the last 3 days. As of this recording, we've had some winter storm that has come all the way across the country here, right at Christmas. And last night, temperatures were down to 19 degrees. So, what that means is all of my big green red oak logs and rounds that I've cut up, that I've prepared to split, are frozen solid. And guess what? That's the perfect time to split them. Here's why, and as you'll see, and as I'll demonstrate for about 20 minutes or so. And again, it's supposed to be a tutorial, but you never know who or what may or may not show up in the background, so keep watching, okay? You know, when you split green wood, when you're trying to split green wood, it's a lot of work, especially when you do it the old-fashioned way, with a 10-pound sledgehammer and a diamond maul and a splitting axe. A lot of times when you're splitting green wood, your tools, your mauls, your axe especially, will just get absorbed into the wood like it's a sponge, because that's what it is. It's mostly water, you know, until it dries out. Well, what does water do when temperatures go below freezing? It freezes, turns to ice. So I've got several different axes I use, and when this stuff's frozen, I'll bring out an axe that actually isn't razor sharp. I've got one that I keep razor sharp for splitting pretty dry wood, then I got one that I keep relatively dull for splitting frozen wood. Now, I do need to bust the round in half with the sledgehammer and the diamond maul, so let me get that done. But then let me show you how easily this stuff splits when it's frozen. And again, get my 6. If you have your volume all the way up, you might want to turn it down when you see me raising this sledgehammer. I'm putting earplugs in. If you hear a humming in the background, see my breath? Still below freezing. It's 28 degrees right now while I'm making this. It's great. I don't mind. Ain't nothing but a thing. Temperature's just a number, yo. You hear that? No, that's not a Bigfoot Sasquatch or a Wendigo or any other strange cryptid. Somebody's grinding stumps down the road there, down in the holler, and the noise is coming up out of the holler, so it sounds like it's closer than it is. So just ignore that. But if you're listening, if you're wearing earbuds, take them out, because I'm getting ready to make some loud noises. All right, here we go. First slab of ice. Now, watch this. See this? Frozen. If temperatures were above freezing right now, I'd have to keep on doing the harder part of the job, which would be to continue to split this into 3 different pieces with my diamond maul, my sledgehammer. But since this is ice, Watch this. Splits right off, man, because it's frozen. I don't even have to barely touch it. I hit that too hard. Watch this. Look at that. Barely tap it, and then that way I don't even have to bend over to pick up my main block here. See that? Look at that, brah. I can split frozen green firewood all day like it's nobody's business, because it ain't your business, yo. Watch this. Just to show off. Bada boom, bada bing. So I'm telling you, you know, if you're like, oh, I got all that wood out there to split, but goodness gracious, it's below freezing. Man, that's the time to get out there and do it. Look how easy that was. Watch this. And now that I got, you know, slab split off of that big one, watch this. Well, you got to go with the grain. That's for sure. See there? Look at that. If this wood was not frozen, my axe would just get buried in that stuff. And I just do it like that, brah. Look at that. Man, the easiest time to split this stuff is when it's frozen. Watch this. Okay, ignore that. Ignore that part. Watch this. Okay, that's one you're supposed to watch. Look at that, brah. It's like, this isn't even hard. Get moving around a little bit. Doesn't matter if it's cold out here. Warm you right up. Man, do this all day. As long as I go with the grain. With the grain. Just go around it like that in a circle. Peel it right off. Look at that. And yes, as I go all the way through the wood, my axe blade here is going into the mud, but again, this is, you do this with a dull axe anyway. Now if this thing was razor sharp, that'd be dulling it, but I don't care, because the duller it gets, the easier it splits this frozen. See, that one's scared. That one is like, nah, I've had enough, brah. Look at that. Just like what we use a bayonet for in the infantry. Slicing and dicing. With the grain. If this wood was thawed, I would have to, you know, be doing this with the sledgehammer and the diamond maul. And man, let me tell you, that's hard work right there. This, it's been hard, man. A little time consuming. That's all. That's all. Look at that. All day, man. All day. Look at that. It's like ice cubes. You know, it's like ice cubes. Just chipping them off. Look at that. Look at that. Just comes right off there, man. It's like, I don't even want to split wood if it's not below freezing. This is the easiest time of the... Ugh. Never gets any easier than this one when it's frozen. So, have you heard it said that eating carrots improves your eyesight? That's not true. That's a bald-faced lie. You know where it came from? Propaganda. Yeah, they're healthy for you, carrots. But they do not improve your eyesight, okay? We are not alone. That tree knock was less than 50 yards away. We got a visitor right at the tree line. You hear that? They're letting us know they're here with us. So, I'm going to tell you the carrot story while we do something else because I need to change the camera's angle. I tell you, that tree knock's coming right from behind that big red oak up there. So here's how that propaganda got started. It was during the tail end of World War II. British fighter aircraft, which wasn't quite to fighter jets yet. The Germans had developed fighter jets, and but the English, British Royal Air Force, and Americans were still using the traditional fixed-wing aircraft. However, the Royal British aircraft had developed radar, which was allowing them to shoot down German aircraft after dark, okay, during the night. So let me figure out how to fix this camera. I'm gonna have to take it out of this tripod here, but we got us a visitor here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stack that wood I just split, but we're gonna put the camera facing the tree line up here inside the woods. We heard those return tree knocks. So the Royal British Air Force was shooting down German aircraft at night. You know, the Germans would go out and they'd just look for lights. You remember they'd have the blackouts. Yeah, right there. See that big giant red oak? That's where those tree knocks came from. So watch there. Well, the Germans couldn't figure out how the Royal British Air Force was shooting down their planes in the dark at night. And the English, our allies, certainly didn't want to let the enemy know that they had, developed radar and that they were seeing the German planes by use of technology, not the naked eye. So they lied. They told this bold-faced lie that their pilots were just eating gobs and gobs of carrots, tons of carrots, and that carrots improved your eyesight. And that these fighter pilots were eating so many carrots that it allowed them to see in the dark, and that's how they were shooting down the German planes. The Germans bought it. Everybody bought it. And to this day, 2020, this is like 80 years almost after the end of World War II, people still erroneously believe that eating carrots improves your eyesight. Though carrots are very healthy for you, I like carrots. I eat them. I grow them. I grow them here in my gardens on the homestead. I like carrots so much, I often wear orange to celebrate carrotism. Okay, that's not true either. I'm a UVA Cavaliers fan, and collars are, orange and blue, but carrots are good. They just don't do anything for your eyesight. So watch for movement up here. Watch for our visitor while I get the firewood that I just split and as I stack it. So vertically challenged individuals who live under bridges often comment, I thought this was a homesteading channel. You used to make videos about carrots and firewood. Why did you stop? Brah, I'm trying to make a video about carrots and firewood, and you see what happens. Him, her, it, or they show up, So it's like, oh, you playing our song. Oh, I remember that one. Now, how can I continue to teach about firewood and carrots when we may or may not have these ginormous cryptids back here watching? All right, I'm going to split firewood until the sun goes down. I hope you learned that splitting firewood when temperatures are below freezing is a really good time to split firewood. And I hope you understand now that carrots do not improve your eyesight, but you should eat them because despite that misnomer, they are healthy and they taste good.